Okay, let's dive into this explainer. We're going to look at something so incredibly small, so seemingly insignificant that you probably don't even track it in your daily life. I'm talking about 200 rupees. On its own, it buys what, a late-night snack? Maybe a quick auto ride or some random impulse buy online. But today we're going to break down the math and honestly the psychology behind how redirecting just 200 rupees a day can literally build a life-changing financial empire over time. And look, there are no lottery tickets here, no secret insider tricks. It is just pure, incredibly boring mathematical magic.
Picture this highly relatable scenario. You know the one. It's 10 p.m., you're lying on the couch, the TV's on, but let's be real, you're not actually watching it. You've got your phone in your hand. You're a little hungry, maybe just a little bored. So your fingers instinctively open up that food delivery app. You find a pizza, some biryani, or, that exact same thing you order every third day. And boom, 200 or 250 rupees is just gone in a single tap. You don't even think about it. Because who really stresses over 200 rupees, right? And then, while you wait 20 minutes for the food to arrive, you scroll through a shopping app. Oh look, a flash sale pops up. You add to cart, bam, another 300 rupees gone.
Which leads us to a really vital question. Where does that 200 rupees actually disappear to? Because by tomorrow morning, you won't even remember where that money went. You're just left with a fleeting moment of satisfaction, a few empty calories, and a slightly lighter wallet. That is the true kind of deceptive nature of this specific 200 rupees. It's the exact amount that vanishes into thin air without leaving a single trace on your life. So I want you to hold on to this 200 rupees in your mind. Because this entire explainer is basically the story of this exact sum of money and two entirely different human destinies born from it.
So let's assume you're 25 years old. We're going to map out two versions of you. On one side, we have the spender, and on the other, the investor. Now for the spender, it's the next night, the exact same couch, the same phone, the same hunger. The cycle just repeats. But for the investor, something shifts. Instead of opening that food delivery app, you get up, drink a glass of water, and open an investing app you downloaded the night before. You take that exact same disappearing 200 rupees and you simply redirect it. Notice you're not changing your income and you definitely aren't sacrificing your rent money. You are literally just changing the destination of a mindless daily habit.
So where exactly does this money go? Well, you put that 200 rupees into a Nifty 50 index fund. Simply put, you're just buying a tiny automated portion of India's top 50 biggest companies. That's it. There's no stock picking, no hot tips from your buddy, no opinions. You just press a button. But let's be honest here, staring at a portfolio balance of $200 feels completely foolish at first. It is wildly unexciting. It feels like planting a single tiny seed in the dirt and calling it a farm. There's no thrill of winning. But you do it again the next day, and the next. And then you make the ultimate boring shift. You automate it. That's 6,000 rupees every single month, automatically invested before you even have the chance to waste it on an impulse buy.
Let's move to and see how this builds. We're going to fast forward through the years to see how this daily discipline actually compounds as time rolls by. We'll start from age 26, move to 30, and then up to 35. This is the stretch where the psychology of wealth building really gets tested against everyday human nature.
Okay, so you're now 26 and year one is officially in the books. Out of your own pocket, you've invested 72,000 rupees. That's your $6,000 a month habit. And your total balance? It's sitting at about 76,000. That means the market has given you a profit of exactly 4,000 rupees while you were sleeping. Honestly, to the untrained eye, 4,000 rupees is an almost insultingly small number for a whole year of discipline. It practically feels like a rounding error in the grand scheme of life.
In fact, one day at the office, you casually mention this to a colleague. He asks how much you made, you tell him, and he literally laughs. He leans back and says, "Only 4,000 rupees for the whole year? Man, I blow that on a weekend." Now, the funny thing is, your colleague actually isn't wrong. He likely eats out every single day, orders stuff during every single flash sale, and easily blows through 200 rupees daily on things he won't even remember buying. But you don't argue with him. You just close your laptop and walk away. Because what he completely fails to see is the invisible power of the newly formed habit. The real difference between you two this year isn't the 4,000 rupees. Not at all. It's the invisible habit you've built.
All right, now you're 30 years old. 5 years have passed. Your balance is quietly sitting at around 5 lakhs. You put in 3.5 lakhs and the market provided the rest. Right around this time, a friend sends you this super excited screenshot of a crypto coin that shot up 400% in a week. He mocks your boring fund, bragging that he makes your annual returns in a single day. He tells you not to be a coward. Now look, he might be right about speed, but he is dead wrong about direction. You refuse to join the hype. And sure enough, 3 months later, that hyped-up coin crashes by 90% and your friend just mysteriously stops talking about it entirely. Meanwhile, you just keep doing the most boring job in the world, consistently investing.
You reach age 35, a full decade of investing, and your new milestone balance is 14 lakhs. I really want you to pause for a second and absorb what this number represents. Over 10 years, you've invested approximately 7 lakhs of your own money. The total balance is now 14 lakhs. That means the market has given you exactly as much money as you put in. Your money is effectively doubled without a single ounce of extra effort from you. That 200 rupees you stopped throwing away on late-night snacks, it is now transformed into a full-time employee that works around the clock to generate cash just for you. But listen, wealth building isn't just some smooth, unbroken line upward. Far from it. Fast forward to age 40. You've been investing for 15 years, and your balance has grown to a very healthy 30 lakhs. And then, disaster strikes. The entire market crashes. Every news channel is screaming panic in their headlines. In a matter of weeks, your balance drops by a full 1/3. Just like that, years' worth of your salary is wiped out on paper in days. This is the ultimate crucible, guys. This is the moment that tests absolutely everything you've built.
So the crucial point is to remember one of finance's rarest and most beneficial skills, doing nothing. While everyone else is panicking and selling at the absolute bottom, you stick to your automated rules. You flat out refuse to hit sell. Your automated 6,000 rupees keeps going in every single month, only now it's buying into the fund at drastically cheaper, discounted prices. You aren't necessarily brave. You are just so utterly bored and disciplined by the process that you do absolutely nothing. And let me tell you, in the financial world, letting the automation run right through a crash is a total superpower.
Because you held on and did nothing, let's look at age 45. This is the major tipping point. Your total balance is now around 60 lakhs. The momentum has completely shifted in your favor. For the very first time, the amount of money you took 20 years to slowly invest, the market is now generating for you in just 2 years. Your tiny 200 rupees habit is a full-blown wealth machine. But right around this time, life brings a stark, kind of sobering reality check. A colleague of yours suddenly gets fired. They have zero savings, no backup plan, nothing. Watching them struggle, you realize this invested money wasn't just for some distant retirement. It's a massive, life-saving safety net against the sudden life crises that could honestly happen to any one of us.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer scale of the math once you hit age 50. That's 25 years into this journey. Your total lifetime investment out of your own pocket is just 18 lakhs. But the magic of compounding has multiplied this roughly 5 times over. Your total balance sits at 1.1 crore. Here is the truly shocking fact that the source material points out. The market is now generating returns in a mere 2-year window that equal 1.5 times your entire lifetime investment. Even if you miraculously doubled your monthly contributions today, your own hard-earned money could no longer beat what the market's compounding returns are doing for you effortlessly. Imagine attending a reunion around this time. People are eagerly showing off, right? Someone pulls up in a car that costs more than your annual salary. Someone else is loudly bragging about an incredibly expensive watch. You drove up in the same reliable, unassuming car you've had for 8 years. And there he is, that exact same colleague who laughed at your tiny 4,000 rupee profit way back in year 1. He's still eating out every day, still living paycheck to paycheck. Jokingly, he asks, "Hey, whatever happened to that little investment of yours?" You simply tell him you kept at it, and you softly share the current numbers. Instantly, a dead silence falls over the table. The spender is completely silenced. But, staying humble, you just smile and change the subject. Let's skip ahead to age 55, a full 30 years into investing, and then project just 10 years beyond that. Ultimately, this daily habit blossoms into a staggering, almost unbelievable figure: 70 million rupees, or 7 crores. That tiny, completely unnoticeable daily impulse buy, redirected and automated, builds up to an absolute fortune in the later decades of your life. No way, right? But it's just math.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how we arrive at that mammoth number. When we break down that massive 7 crore figure, the reality is honestly stunning. Out of that entire multi-core sum, the actual money you physically transferred from your bank account over all those decades is only 9 lakhs. The remaining 6+ crores, that is pure, unadulterated compounding growth. It is money you literally never worked a single hour for. You didn't rely on luck, you didn't pick a miracle winner stock, and you definitely didn't perfectly time the market. You simply let time and compounding do all the heavy lifting for you.
Let's summarize the true, completely anticlimactic mechanism of wealth. Step 1. Say no to just one daily impulse buy of 200 rupees. Step 2. Put it in the absolute most boring place possible, like a broad index fund. Step 3. Leave it alone for the longest time possible. That's the big reveal, folks. There is no hidden secret, no fast track to 7 crores for 200 rupees a day. It simply requires thousands of tiny no's to impulse purchases and an incredibly high tolerance for extreme financial boredom and consistency.
Right now, somewhere it's 10 p.m. Someone is lying on their couch, phone in hand, opening a delivery app for a 200 rupees order. And they aren't doing anything maliciously wrong, because 200 rupees feels like absolutely nothing. But that is exactly the trap. It's so small that no one stops it. Now, the goal of this explainer isn't to tell you to never enjoy your money, but to be fiercely mindful of it. So, I'll leave you with this provocative thought straight from our source material. The next time you open that app late at night to make a mindless purchase, pause for just a single second. Ask yourself, what are you turning this 200 rupees into? A momentary snack or a multi-crore empire? The choice is entirely in your hands.